Welcome to the Nomad Network, your first stop for complete and comprehensive Chicago Bears football coverage. Dive deep into analyses, updates, and all things Bears. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today and never miss a beat. Thank you in advance for your support. We promise to bring you the best because together we're unstoppable. Go Bears!
Yo, no maniacs. Welcome to another edition of Feed the Bears, where today I get to do my job to feed you, the Bears, the best coverage we can give you. And today we got practice, man. We got joint practice going on. Some people, like first person in the chat right here, Crimson, you dig. It's like, hey, man, that'd be cool, man. Let's do that, man. Get some good, firsthand updates to what's actually going on in practice. We're going to try to do just that, man. We're going to try to do just that. We're going to share Twitter, that whole country of an app, and we're gonna try to get the most updates we can get, man. But hey, how you guys doing this morning? Of course, Crimson #1 in the chat today. Smitty Q right behind him. Let me see, King George #3. Shout out to you guys, man. Thanks for being here. As the chat starts to trickle in, it is absolutely time to share Twitter. Don Burgess busted up in this thing. Let me share Twitter. Let me see what we got going on live right now. What's going on, FFG? Let's see what we got here. All right, let me share. Let me see. You're gonna see some live updates. I'll be in and out of the in the chat in the comments section, man. So we'll see. Do me a favor, anybody give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me, and you can also see the Twitter feed. Give me a thumbs up, please. Let me jump in here and check. No thumbs up yet. Hopefully you guys can hear me, man. Hopefully you guys can hear me, but I'm going to keep rolling. See what we got here. All right. Let me see. Probably just out there warming up and stretching up. Oh, by the way, Darnell Wright is out there in pass. That's per Braggs right here. They were to be determined about Kyler Gordon, who was hurt yesterday. Both of those guys got hurt yesterday. And so Ben Johnson said it's to be determined if Kyler Gordon is out there today. Let me see here. See what we got. Got Caleb throwing a nice little ball, little sidearm spin. Let me see here. I'll be in and out, guys. I'm gonna check on that chat here in a second. See what we got. Ain't got no real updates. Let me refresh right quick. Bragg says a lot of serious faces out there today. They're ready to hit somebody. Also, Kyler Gordon, per Nick Mariano, is there, but not in pass. So he won't be practicing today. Let's see what else. See if we got anything else. They probably just stretching out, warming up, getting ready to start some drill work. Then they're going to probably play some contact stuff. All right, let me get in the chat right quick and just tell you some of the notes I got. Thanks, man. I see the thumbs ups now. I see all the thumbs up now. Appreciate you guys. All right, let me get some notes out the way right quick. Some stuff we probably need to talk about, I guess. But Ben Johnson, he was on Hogan Johns this morning. That was on when I first woke up. I turned that on and got some little notes from that. And the truth is, the starters will get most of their work is going to happen today. We suspected that, right? Most of the starters are going to get all the work in practice, so they're going to pretty much be ones-on-ones on both sides of the ball pretty much the entire practice. They'll sprinkle in some 2s and 3s here and there, but they're going to get the workload today. And therefore, come game time Sunday, there's going to be 9 on each side of the ball. So you'll have 2 starters on either side of the ball as of now that will be playing in that preseason game. So 9 guys on both sides of the ball will not be playing in that game. per Ben Johnson. That could change depending on how well this practice goes today. But Caleb is definitely one of them. And, Twitter is ablaze about that. It's a lot of people that don't feel the right way about Caleb not playing. But we'll get into that in just a second here. We'll get into that. FFG style says, I want to see how the defense handles the speed of Miami. That's going to be a good barometer for him. I want to see who tacks up with Tyreek Hill if he's out there at all. I want to see who tacks up with him. I would love to see Tyreek Stevenson on him. Because I think he's quicker, faster than we think he is. But Tyreek Hill is he's a different animal, man. He's a different animal. I don't care. I've never seen anything like him quite on a football field in my entire life. But we'll see, man. We'll see who tacks up on him if he plays him. Let's see. Yep, Caleb reportedly ain't gonna play this Sunday. And we're gonna get to that conversation, man. It's what's going on, Levante? I feel a certain way about it, but I understand as coaches, be honest with you, and you'll have people, different varieties of people who will tell you this, tell you that, but I'm gonna tell you what I take from that, them not playing him in this preseason game. To me, it just tells me that he's still in the lab working. He ain't ready. Take that for what I just said, and that doesn't mean he's not good enough or he's not going to be ready. That means he's just not ready right now. And to me, instead of putting him out there without full cooking, signals to me that, hey, man, you don't want to see the guy fall on his face. He's already got plenty of scars on him. But if he's not ready, he's not ready. So you still got another week or two. If Ben Johnson even hinted at, we don't know if he'll play at all in the preseason, in the presser. We don't know. I kind of believe that you almost have to play him in the preseason, but it signals to me that he's not fully where he needs to be and functionally operational at this point. I would just say that's why I think he is right now. So that's probably why. Shout out to Nico, just busted up in here from Twitter. All right, let me get back on here and refresh the page and see what's going on. I'll be back in a second, but you guys will be able to hear me as I roll through Twitter. All right, let's see. See if we got any action yet. There's Brags on Sick Podcast with Adam Rank. I don't know if we have anything just of yet. Don't know if we have anything. Let me see. Not seeing anything right now. They're just not getting out there, probably stretching, warming up. That's probably all it is to it. Let me see. If I get a little quiet, just understand I'm just looking at information. Refresh this page again. As everybody's reporting Kyler Gordon not practicing. We know that, dummy. Let me see. Let me read something by Greg Gabriel. He says, the beauty of joint practices. A majority of the Bears ones on offense and defense will not play Sunday because they get a high number of reps today versus the Dolphins. This is actually better for these players as they're as the play calling on both sides of the ball rather vanilla in the preseason game, but it's both sides of the ball rather vanilla on both sides of the ball. But he's basically saying what I just got through saying, man. It's just depending on how much you value preseason, I think personally those reps matter, especially for somebody young as Caleb, new in his offense. And, I feel more comfortable, me as a fan watching them and just being a former football player. I know that he can get a whole lot better getting some of these reps, but I do understand and will side with the coaches. And they believe that it's better that he doesn't play in the preseason for whatever reason. And I'm thinking he's just not where he needs to be yet. That's just understandable, man. It's a new offense, a lot of verbiage. So we'll see, man. I'm not up in arms about it, man. Don't be one of those people that's going crazy about it. That there's some good reps to be had out there, but he won't get them in this preseason game. Just know. Let me jump back in the chat, see what people are saying. Joe Lavia says, are they setting up to start Bajent for the season with Caleb Williams not being ready? I don't think it's there. I don't think it's there. I think what they're doing is taking their time with him. And so everybody's learning curve is different, man. Everybody's learning curve is different. And I'm just assuming it ain't where it needs to be right now. He just hadn't turned that corner yet, but we'll see. This joint practice is probably going to tell us a whole lot. We'll see how this news comes out, Joe. We'll find out. We'll find out soon. AC Adam just busted up in here. Yeah, Joe, it's just if you're ready, you're ready. If you're not, you're not. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They know what they're doing. They met with the coaches. The coaches met and they decided on a game plan. You know, should we run him out there and risk him looking bad and having to talk about that for the next week? Or do we take our time with him? We got another week or two. We can get him ready. Maybe we get him ready for the last preseason game and give him a half. But, you know, you still got couple of weeks in between that time. And so to me, you err on the side of caution. You don't want them to be out there half-ass ready, because they're going to be working on a whole bunch of pass pro stuff today in this joint practice. That's what Ben Johnson said at the presser. They're going to be making sure that they got the right protections against this defense. And so it's you know, basically the coach, one of the coaches running it is from Baltimore. So whatever the Ravens do with that, you know, they got a pretty wild 3-4 front. And so they're just going to be working on a lot of protections today. So in this joint practice, they're going to get a good sense of how well Caleb reads what he's seeing in front of him, how well he slides his protection, sets his pass pro up. All that kind of stuff is going to be determined today. And who knows, man, maybe he could be a little further ahead on that than they thought he was, but maybe not. Maybe he's a little further behind. But in this practice, we're going to find out. You'll start hearing notes come out in just a second. Bears and Cigar says, if that was the case, Caleb would play and Bajent wouldn't. We'll see, man. Yeah, Darius, I agree, man. Every rep matters for that cat right now. Every one of those reps matter, but it's a reason they're not putting him out there. And I'm just giving you what I assume that it must be. So yeah, I believe that all these reps matter. Shout out to everybody just busting up in here. Bear Truth 9, Super Bowl Bears 26. Super Bowl Bears 26 says Caleb would be starting Sunday if Bajent was starting this season. Yeah, man. Let me see. That's right, Kenny Adams. He says everybody on the offense, they're learning a new offense. It's not going to happen in 10 minutes, man. It ain't no microwave situation for sure. Let me see. Barely Making It says Bears don't need reps in the preseason. I have to disagree with that, my guy. I have to disagree with that. Anytime you got new stuff going on, you got new coaches, and you know, just different terminology, everybody has to learn. So he's not learning all that stuff by himself. It's a room full of quarterbacks that are trying to learn it. Everybody on the offense, same thing on the defensive side of the ball. To go out there and see how well this stuff is coming together, I think you need preseason reps 110%. In fact, them taking that one game out of the preseason, I don't like very much, because I think that's why football looks so sloppy and shitty in the first couple of weeks of the season, because there's just not enough time, not enough reps to go around. It's just not enough. That's why it takes a couple, 3-4 weeks before football starts looking like good football. So I definitely disagree with that. Yeah, Loveland. I doubt if I don't know if Loveland's not going to be playing. I know one thing: all my rookies would be playing if I'm coaching that team. Every last one of them, every single. I don't care where they got drafted at. I don't know if Loveland's not going to be playing. Did you hear that somewhere? Let me see. What you say, Don? I ain't seen nothing you said, bro. I'm trying to get ready to go through Twitter, man. I ain't got time to be playing with you, fool. What's wrong with you? 9 starters on each side not playing. Yeah. Yes, we'll see how this practice goes. But let me jump on Twitter and refresh the page and see what's going on. All right, there's Mike McDaniel. There's Kyle Long. Oh, Tyreek Hill will not be practicing per Adam Hogue. He's dealing with some kind of oblique injury, so he won't be practicing. So we won't get that pressure today. We won't get that pressure, but they got other guys out there that can do some stuff. So basically we're about 13 minutes away from actual practice getting started. This guy named Cream Sleeve, whoever he is, he gets some, I don't know who that guy is, but he's getting updated information, I meant. So we got about another 13 minutes before practice actually start. They're probably just warming up right now. So I'll come back and then we'll just talk for a minute. Shout out to Black Rain, Cloud Chasers Radio. No, it's going to start in a few minutes, Cloud Chasers. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm with you, Darius. I'm not. All right, so I'll say this again, especially when I'm talking about in regards to Caleb. More importantly, I understand why they wouldn't put him out there right now. I definitely understand why they would not put him out there right now. It's risk reward kind of. You know what I'm saying, D Nice? It's risk reward. You put him out there, and the reward is he looks pretty good and he looks decent. Don't no damage happen. The risk is he's not ready. And he goes out there and falls on his face and procedurally, all that stuff they're worried about, the pre-snap stuff, he's just not ready. He can get jacked up. I'm of the I'm 50-50 on this, but I'm going to defer to the coaches, man, because I don't want that guy to go out there and look like shit and not be ready. It's just going to be too much. It's already too many fat dummies on this app anyway on Twitter that run their mouths, and then you don't even know who they are. They just run their mouths. Any little bit of news or information they get, you got to deal with all that shit all week. So if they don't feel like the guy is ready, my thoughts are don't even put him out there yet. Just take a couple more weeks to get him where he needs to be, and then play him. That's just where I am. But I believe that those reps do count, and he should be getting them right now. But if he ain't ready, he ain't ready. Let me see. Joe Lavia says that Dolphins D-line with Bradley Chubb will hopefully help identify our starting left tackle. I think we're going to learn a lot today. I'll be betting money that Braxton Jones is taking the first team reps, but they're going to slide Ozzie in. Kieran is still a little injured, and they're going to give what's his name? The Eagle from Canada. What's his name? Theo Benedette. He's going to get some reps over there too today. Maybe even in the preseason game as well. Maybe, mostly look forward to that in the preseason game. But in practice today, he might get over there. Who knows? Yeah, Cloud Chasers. He says, well, I'm sure Ben doesn't want to show his hands too soon. There's some of that going on too, but just preparedness is everything, man. Having a guy ready versus having a guy that's a little bit less than ready, that might be the difference between him getting his head taken off and not. You saw what happened to Anthony Richardson yesterday. All he did was look like he just forgot to slide the protection his way and got his finger dislocated. But that's just young quarterback stuff. It's just young quarterback stuff. Dan Brown says he just did an article, and Dan Brown is a writer over there on, I believe, Dan Brown, remind me, I don't want to say the wrong name. Remind me, put the name of that website in there again. I think it's NFL Draft Diamonds. He's an author over there. He's writing articles for all the people that are new to the channel and hadn't heard that we said that. He has articles. Dan Brown has articles on NFL Draft Diamonds. You need to go check them out, you guys. I hear you, Darius. You'd rather him look like shit than get to week one and he looks like that last year, man. I get it, man. I get it. The left tackle competition, cornerback competition, and the running back competition should hopefully be solidified against the Dolphins. We're going to learn some stuff today, Joe. We're going to learn some stuff today. I said this, I think, last night or the show before that running back room I'm particularly curious about. I want to see how they show today. because if they not, after this practice and after this preseason game, if they're not, let's just say, getting what we think they can get and starting to move the ball a little bit and being effective, I would not be surprised if there's a move made for a free agent or some trade for some younger running back on a roster, like a team like Seattle, teams like Oakland that got a nice little plethora of running backs. I'm mostly talking about Seattle. You might be able to get one of those guys. But yeah, we need to see some good production from those running backs, man, and see it quick. Yeah, NFL draft diamonds. Shout out to Dan Brown. Crimson, you did. He said, I don't know what I'd be. He said, I don't know that I'd be trying to win, but I'd at least be trying to get up to some game speed. That's mostly it. Just trying to get people acclimated to the game speed, man. That's mostly it. Shout out to Quest for 6. Let me see. Kenny Adams says, I want a ready game 1 Caleb, not a preseason ready Caleb. I feel you. But I'm just telling you guys, Kenny, these reps in preseason aren't for nothing. I mean, you saw Joe Burrow out there with the first team for about a quarter and a half yesterday. That's a confident coach in his system, confident coach in his quarterback and the players around him. You can play him, why would you put Joe Burrow out there? Because those reps matter. They want to see if what they've been working on actually works some real life game speed against an opponent. So they mean something, Kenny. They definitely mean something. But again, if you don't have your guys ready, if this guy ain't ready, then don't put him out there. I don't want to get embarrassed, bro. I don't want to see it. Crimson said he feels bad for the Seahawks fans. What time we got? We still got about 6 minutes before the practice start. Trapper Keeper says he's at the doctor getting a physical for my daughter. What did I miss? I hope she's good, or she's just getting ready for school. We just getting ready, man. We just getting ready. Had a couple of little news and notes to get through before practice starts at 11. You good. You got here right on time, Trapper. Let me check these notes out right quick before I get started. Yeah, Cloud Chaser says the Jalen Hurts and the Eagle starters went out there, though. Yeah, that's okay. But I think they felt like they needed talking about the Bengals, some good live reps. You might not even see Joe Burrow again until the very last preseason game, and you might not see him then. They might play him for a quarter and take him back out. But they wanted to see in real time. All coaches are different depending on who they are. They might want to might got some stuff cooked up that they wanted to try in real time, and that's just the way it played out. Let me check these notes out before we get going on practice. Make sure I got everything covered. I think we talked about how much the starters will play on Sunday. They are definitely listening to Ben Johnson. They're definitely working on the offense and how well they're setting up the blitz pickup, how good the pass protections are. So they're going to be focused heavily on that, just making sure that's where it needs to be as far as the quarterbacks goes and center quarterback communication, making sure they got everything picked up, sliding protections, and making sure they got the best pass protection for each play that they have going on. That's what Ben Johnson's going to be focused on today. Talked about the 9 guys on defense and offense that won't be playing in the preseason game. Another thing that Ben Johnson mentioned, he says the goal with play action is to move a linebacker. We talk about this all the time on this channel. This ain't new to a whole bunch of people here. And basically get him out of position to replace him with the ball. And so basically he's saying that the goal with every play action is to move a certain linebacker. And if you can move them, hit the drag route underneath that or over top of that in that place that he just moved from. So they're going to be working on that today. So we should see a lot of good play action, drag underneath stuff, catching and running. We should see a little bit of that going on today. Anyway, who plays in that game? As of now, 9 starters on the defense, 9 starters on the offense will not be playing, though that 9 includes Caleb Williams, and it's still yet to be determined. I don't think they made the final decision on that. And so I think something about this practice and how it goes might change, or it might not, depending on how well it doesn't go. See, and we already mentioned Darnell is practicing today. Kyler is out. He won't be practicing today. Tyson Bagent will be starting on Sunday, as of now. That's what we got. All right, so let me see a couple things in the chat right quick. Joe Lavia says, I want Kyle Monungai to take the RB1 spot by bringing physicality. Like the physicality he brought in college. He appears to have the drive and the willingness to hit the hole. It would be nice seeing another power back. We're going to see, man. I ain't going to lie to you guys, man. I wasn't all that thrilled with the guy when I watched him on tape in college. The only thing the best things about him is, one thing I would try to impress upon people right now is he's a volume running back. And so I watched that guy, and he definitely was at his best late in the game. So after he's toted the ball 22 times, he gets in that 25 touch range and 25 carry range. And at the end of that game is when he kind of steps up his level. And so late is when he kind of picks up his tempo and how he runs the ball. Here's the thing, unless he gets a whole bunch of carries in the preseason, I don't know that we'll see that same Kyle Monungai. He's got to share carries with a couple other guys in that room, but I think they're going to give him a nice little workload early and often in the preseason. So we'll get a chance to see exactly what he looks like. We will get that chance. All right, let me get back to Twitter because I think we're about 2 minutes into before it starts. Crimson said, great. The Bagent baddies will be chirping louder than JC's birds next week. Man, you gotta consider where all this noise is coming from, man. I think people can give too much energy to these motherfuckers. He's just a fat dummy on the other side of a keyboard. He's a fat dummy. And you give him all that energy, and what for? Just because somebody's saying something. Just consider who you're probably talking to. You don't know none of these people. That's why I don't respond to all that shit. That's why I don't get on Twitter often, because I know it's just a fat dummy running his fucking mouth all the time. So consider the source. That's all I'm saying. Bunch of damn idiots on that goddamn app, man. All right, let me get into Twitter because we should be about ready to start practice here. All right, let me refresh. All right, this is these guys warming up right here. Per Herb Howard, turn the noise off on there. We don't need noise. He said the Bears and Dolphins are warming up for their joint practice. Expect an intense physical competitive practice. Most of the starters will not play in Sunday's game. All right, let's see who else has got something up here. That's the first video. No Kyler, no Jalen. That's true. He tested out there today. Adam John says there's good energy out there. We'll see. We shall see. There ain't nothing going on a whole lot right now. They're just warming up. Ain't a whole lot to do. Here's Pat, the designer. Let me see what they're saying in this one. He looks like he's more hyped than them, don't he? Gotta love it, boy. I love it. I love it. This is yesterday's shit. Let me refresh again. They're just warming up. People overdo shit on Twitter so badly, man. They be talking about the dumbest things, talking about how good something looks in a goddamn 7-on-7. What the fuck does that That didn't have any kind of football relation to it whatsoever. It's a 7-on-7. Let me see. One-on-ones for the Bears DBs and receivers. So they're starting to do little drills right now. This is Braggs. He said, so far the Dolphin receivers are winning. Nashawn Wright lost a rep when he got burned deep. Blackwell had an interception, and it was called pass interference. The fans booed the call. Stevenson was battling some wins, some losses. So they're getting one-on-ones with the Dolphins receivers right now. And Braggs is just reporting what's happening out there. I'll be back in the chat in a second. See what's being said there. All right. Got to do a lot of refreshing right now. I don't want to see that video ever again right there. All right, let me refresh again. Let me see. It's not a lot coming out right now. Oh, look at that big boy. Yeah, Courtney Cronin reporting. She's just showing some drills here, individual drills. They're just ramping up right now, guys. Ain't no real serious football going on just as of yet. Let me jump back in the chat before it starts to really heat up a little bit. Once it starts, it's gonna start, y'all. What's going on, Cornelius Squall just busted up in here. Juju. What's going on, man? I appreciate you, Juju. Trying to be on it, man. This is courtesy of Crimson. He gave me kind of a pat on the back, and he was just like, hey, man, let's get some live practice information live in real time. I said, all right, let's see what we can do here. Yep. Let me see. Cloud Chaser says Braggs and Cream are the go-tos. I wonder who Cream is, because he's got credentials and shit. I wonder who that person is. Is that freaking what's his name that just retired and ain't on the beat no more? What's his name? Can't think of his name all the time, but he was always negative and pessimistic with the questions. What's old boy's name? Shout out to Catfish Polytrix. Shout out to you, man. What's up, Derek Guy? Super No Maniac. Yeah, Braggs he knows what he is, man. He's not a football guy. He doesn't act like it, man. He's just a fan. He'll tell you that firsthand. He knows what he is. All right, let me see if I can get an update. Injury update. Okay, you guys, that's nothing you guys don't know. I apologize in advance if I scroll past some bullshit on this app. It ain't my fault. It's just a shithole country is what this app is. What's Braggs talking about? He's talking about the live reps for training camp. He wants to see him play. I'm not selfishly, you know what, guys? I am not selfishly looking for the Caleb Williams to play for my own desires. I don't want him out there, to be honest with you, if they don't think he's ready. That's just my bottom line. But if he's ready, I want him to have those reps. If they feel like he's somewhat ready, if they're even in the somewhat category, put his ass out there, let him get some live reps. That's the only way you get better. But if he's not ready, and he's clearly not ready, I don't want to see that kid on the field, man, getting another scar or two on him, or even taking a chance. You know, because if you go back to what I was just saying, that Ben Johnson is focused on today, one of the key things that came out of his mouth today, we need to find out how well we set up our pass pro. And so the procedural stuff, like the pre-snap stuff, making sure that you got the right protections for the play in front of you, they're going to be finding that out today. Let's just say that Caleb Williams goes out there in this joint practice and hits all of his protections the right way, calls them out the right way, slid his stuff at the right time, and it looked good. Does he reconsider not playing Caleb Williams in this preseason game? Possibly, but I'm assuming he's expected it to be some hurdles. And so they're going to be focused on that kind of stuff, and we'll see if Caleb can call his stuff out. You know, we'll see. Thank you, roast beef. Thank you, sir. What up, Junior? I'm like that. I'm like that too, Squalls, man. It's just, they know a lot better than we do out here speculating on the outside and on the fringes. They know exactly what they have inside that building. With that quarterback, they know exactly where he is in relation to how ready somebody is. And so if he's saying, no, we're not going to play him, all that's doing is telling me, without telling me, he's a little bit less prepared than we thought he was. And that's simple enough to understand. I don't think you need to read too much more into it. That's all it is. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. It's a lot of information. All right, let me get back in this. He said Bragg is dropping some tweets. I'm going. See what Bragg's talking about. All right, Cream Sleeve says during the 7-on-7s, Caleb was looking sharp. Believe he had 5 completions, 2 were to kmet, and security not messing around for the Bears. That same guy in the back, he's watching me close. Talking about the video stuff. All right, let me see what Braggs is talking about. Let me see if Braggs has anything more than this. What you got, Braggs? His last tweet was 2 minutes ago. We already heard about that. So I'll read it again. 7-on-7's first team offense versus Dolphins first team defense. Caleb had 5 completions, 2 to Kmet, 1 to Colston Loveland, and 1 to Zacchaeus. A couple of times the ball took too long to come out, but they finished the rep regardless. Something that's a pretty good through line, man. He's still slow with the ball right now. Still slow with the ball, still slow reading everything. That's pretty much all it is. See what else we got here. Let me see. Oh, by the way, this guy, Nick Grody, I think he's trying to give away some tickets, a pair of tickets for tomorrow's camp. So check his website out or go on Twitter, whichever one you want to do. He might be able to come up on you a couple of tickets for tomorrow. Let me see. Let me see. Roschon is that was from yesterday. He's got some kind of foot injury. Let me see. Kareem is saying there's some solid work going on with the receivers and the Dolphins DB group. Let me refresh again. First interception per Cream Sleeve. We just got our first interception, and with Jaquan Brisker on Tua. Hell yeah, that's what we're talking about. Brisker with the first pick. 7-on-7, the crowd goes wild. I hope y'all enjoying this, man, because somebody, Crimson, you dig. You guys thank Crimson, man. Shout Crimson out in the chat. Shout him out, man, because he's the one that convinced me, man, we need to do some live, news and, do a live reaction to this practice. Even though we can't see it, man, we can get some good takes out of there. So shout out Crimson for that, man. He's the reason. All right, let me jump in the chat right quick before I refresh the screen again. Hell yeah, thank Crimson, man. He's the reason. Cloud Chaser said, we already know Brisker's talking cash shit, too. Yeah, I'm glad to see him back, too. Love to see him back. All right, let me get back in here and see what else is going on. You guys keep on chatting away. I'll be back. Second straight day with the Borom sighting per Harrison Graham. He just put the backup. This is per Gary Ross. Borom just put the Dolphins backup right tackle in the spin cycle. They're still talking about 7-on-7. We'll see how this shit goes. What the fuck is that? Let me see. This must be a video from Caleb to Colston. No, that was yesterday. I ain't playing that. Let me see here. See if we can find some shit. Yeah, I don't care nothing about his girlfriend either. That was his girlfriend. Do not care. Let me see. All right, here's Braggs with an update 55 seconds ago. 2 big plays by the Bears at the same time on both fields. Tyson Bagent connects with Colston Loveland for a long touchdown in stride with yards after the catch. Jaquan Brisker with the interception. Again, guys, this is just 7-on-7s. They got 2 separate fields going on. They're using them both. They got guys going taking reps on one side, guys taking reps on the other side. Somehow Braggs is managing to see some of that shit at the same time. 32 seconds ago, Caleb to kmet once again. He's been looking his way quite a few times today. Good sign for Cole. That's cream sleeve. Here's Mark Carmen. DJ Moore makes first catch of one-on-one in the drills from Caleb. Crowd loved it. Case Keenum bomb to Devin Duvernay complete. And people starting to put stuff out there, man. I'm getting to it as fast as I can, you all. As fast as I can. Let me see. All right, let me refresh again. It's going to be a lot of refreshing, y'all. A lot of refreshing the screen. 50-yard bomb from, this is 1 minute ago. Colston Loveland catches a 50-yard bomb from Caleb. Again, it's 7-on-7 drills. It's not really nothing. We'll see when they start banging. Adam Hogue, overall good start for Caleb and the receivers in the one-on-one, 7-on-7. Very few balls on the ground and only one poor throw. Seems like the Dolphins had a penalty on almost every rep in one-on-ones. Okay, 27 seconds ago, Greg Braggs, first big collision of the day is a completion across the middle by Tua on 7-on-7s. Jonathan Owens with a physical collision between the hashes. Ref called personal foul on the hit. So they out there tagging their ass. And he ain't supposed to be in no 7-on-7. All right. So Adam Johns describes this interception by Jaquan Brisker. He says, safety Jaquan Brisker with an interception of Tua in 7-on-7s, jumped the route down the seam and returned it back untouched. He threw the ball into the stands for the fans. Bears equipment boss Tony Medlin came and got the Dolphins ball back out. But he threw he threw the Bears fans one. All right, let me see. What? Larry Borom. Oh, he is with the Dolphins, ain't he? He had 2 good reps and one-on-ones. Looks like he's improving. I forgot he went to the Dolphins. Let me see. Looking at Tigers chasing motherfuckers. All right, let me refresh again. Alex Shapiro. The Bears making plays on both fields at the same time. Tyson Bagent hit Colston for the Hughes TD and Jaquan Brisker. Shout out to Alex Shapiro. Let me see. Everybody's talking about that Tyson Bagent throw, boy. They spotted Larry Borom. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Refresh again. Refresh. Let me see. It takes a little bit sometimes to get the newest updates. Probably by the next time I refresh this page, it'll be another 3 updates. I don't know. Maybe the 7-on-7 session ended. They probably might be getting to another session. I don't know, but it's clearly slowing down a little bit for some reason. Okay, special teams and field goal drills. Okay, 79th and Hallis podcast. Ozzie Trapillo is getting time at left left tackle for the ones right now. Okay, here's an update. Carl Jones just had a nice, impressive forced fumble on his birthday. Happy birthday to Carl Jones. Good for him. Okay, this is Adam Hogue. They got the interview with Ben Johnson. So let me just read what I already told you guys, and you guys just take from it what you want. He says, Ben Johnson says, quote, suspects Caleb Williams and the starters will play at some point in the preseason, but that's still to be determined. So take what you want from that. That's what he said. That's just what he said. Trying to find some updates. This is yesterday's stuff. Come on with the refresh. All right. Let me see. I don't want to hear nobody talking about Caleb and his girlfriend. I don't give a shit. I do not care. That was sad news. You guys hear about this thing right here? Rashawn Slater just got $113 million last month and got carted off the field yesterday. Season-ending injury, patella. I think it was a patella injury or something like that. Yes, patella tendon. That's what it's saying right here. Ruptured. That's sad, man. This guy is just he can make an argument for either one of the top 2, 3 tackles in the league, and I like what they're doing down there and down there with the Chargers, man. What Jim Harbaugh is doing, man. I feel sad for this guy, man. He was ready to do something this year, man. That offensive line, I think, was going to be a force to be reckoned with too. So, man, shout out to Rashawn Slater. All right, let me refresh again. They must be changing periods or something. Okay. Oh, you guys gonna not want to hear this. They just switched over to 11 on 11, just like I thought. They went quickly with the 7-on-7s right into 11 on 11. Caleb Williams' first pass in 11 on 11s was picked. So take that for what you will. Let me see. Yeah, people ain't gonna want to hear that one, bro. Jordan Brooks in 11 on 11 picked him off. Nobody wants to hear that shit. But it's reality of training camp, man. This shit's going to happen. Let me see. Kyle Monungai, per Greg Braggs, Kyle Monungai getting second team reps in 11 on 11. That's interesting. Let me see. So this is per Courtney Cronin. This is 42 minutes ago. Ben Johnson's warning to the Bears to toe the line with physicality in the smart way in today's joint practices. There better not be any fights today or they know the consequences. I don't know. I bet you it's going to be some fights. It's just going to have to be some consequences. If they get out of this joint practice without a fight, man, I know something. That's almost impossible. There's going to be something going on. Let me jump back in the chat real quick before I refresh. Yeah, better now than week 1, Dan. You're right about that. Hey, Patty, welcome in. Joe says seems to be a theme for Caleb. This is what practice is for, man. This is what all this shit is about. I know it ain't good to hear about. Got to learn though, don't he? Got to learn. All right, let me get back in there. See what happens. Let me see what we got here. This must be the pick right here. Yeah, this is it. Let me play that. That looks like a miscommunication or something. Let me look at it again. Yeah, that didn't look good right there. That didn't look good at all, bro. Not at all. Let me get out of here. I don't want to see that shit no more. Maybe somebody else gives a close up, a better view. We might. That's a good thing about being on this app. It's probably 5-10 other people that saw the same thing from different angles, so we might be able to see that play again, some different kind of angle. Yeah, it looked like Greg Bragg says it looked like it was intended for Cole Kmet, and I noticed Cole on that play too. Let me see. Everybody's being an asshole on Twitter, man. This is ridiculous, man. Let's see what else is going on. Probably got some more news coming right now. All right, cream sleeve started. This is 11. I think he's saying one-on-ones. 11 starting for the ones. Caleb underthrows an interception and ball to an open Cole Kmet. Inside zone give to a running back. Couldn't see who. Caleb steps up into a crowded pocket and delivers a strike to Romo Duze to move the chains. Under center, inside zone, a zone run. Okay, after that, Caleb steps into the pocket to find an open Zacchaeus for a 70-yard touchdown. Caleb has Rome open on a basic and misses him coming wide open. All right, let me see. See who else has got some stuff. Let's see here. Man, I don't know. This practice is moving pretty fast, man. They're trying to get a lot of work in. I know that. They went from 7-on-7s to 11-on-11s real quick. They are really trying to get it in out there. All right, let me refresh again. Somebody says the Bears receivers cooked the Dolphins in one-on-ones, the Dolphins corners. So yeah, he must have hit Olamide Zacchaeus for a big one. They said it was about 70 yards. Here's Braggs. He said Caleb Williams rifles a pass to a wide open Olamide Zacchaeus down the right sidelines for in 11-on-11. OZ turned on the burners after the catch, shook a DB, and it sounds like a good catch and run. Sounds like a good catch and run. I think Olamide Zacchaeus is going to be a big part of what we're doing. All right, this might be another angle. No, this is the wrong thing. This ain't the same play. Let's see here. All right, let me refresh again. This is 1 minute ago. This is Braggs again. Nahshon Wright really showing out for the Bears defense in 11-on-11s. Almost came away with 2 interceptions. Being sticky out there. It's per Braggs. Good news, good news. That's what I like. Let's see here. This is old stuff here. Looking for something new. Y'all can get tired of me refreshing it, man. That's all I could do. Must be taking a break between periods. Let me see. Refresh it one more time before I come in the chat. Okay, this is Braggs 18 seconds ago. Miami having trouble getting organized with their first team offense. Multiple false starts. McDaniels is holding his head in frustration. I'm glad to be hearing they having, procedural problems than us. I was expecting to hear that about us today, but that's not what I'm hearing so far. It's still early, though. It's good stuff. I'm starving, y'all. Y'all probably just heard my stomach growl. Let me see. All right, let me come in the chat real quick before I refresh again, see what everybody's talking about. Yeah, man, the receiver rotation is very good. I think Olami is going to keep, for a good part of the season, he might keep Luther Burden, who's still way behind and where he needs to be. He might keep him playing catch up all year. Straight up. You know how they went there, King Booker World. You know they're gonna go there. You know they're gonna go there. Yeah, I agree, Dan. He is criminally underrated. I agree with that shit. It was a good pickup by us. Let me see. Jay Stiddy says Wright might have that cornerback 2 spot locked up. We'll see. We'll see. I still don't think he's gonna beat out. I still say he ain't beating out Tyreek Stevenson, but I think we might have found us some really good depth though. Yeah, King. They're gonna wish they kept him. I bet they tried to, but they just couldn't. They couldn't find that money. Yep. Cloud Chasers, he was huge for Jaden Daniels last year. All right, let me go see what's going on. What's going on? Tell me what's going on. All right, let me see. I don't know. They're saying that he threw another 70-yard pass. I don't know about that. All right, let's see here. Okay, this is the. Oh, I thought that was the Zacchaeus throw. This is a completely different throw. Rifled that bad boy in there, didn't he? Nice little throw. Hope everybody got to see that pretty good. Oh, here's a little bit of this is Nick Moriano. Tyree Stevenson blew up a screenplay to Jalen Waddle. Larry Borom attempted to block him in space. Stevenson avoided the block and delivered a blow to Waddle. Out there hitting boys. Hitting them boys. Let me see, 38 seconds go. Bears first team, this is Bragg's. Bears first team defense is having a really tough time stopping the run, especially to the left side. Multiple times Miami is getting to the second level with big chunk plays. See how that goes. Moving forward, let me see. All right, this is old stuff now. Now Kyle Monunga is getting work. This is 1 minute ago per cream sleeve is getting work with the first team offense. Let's see. Let's see here. All right, let me refresh again. It'd be some weird shit on this app, I swear, boy. Let me see. They're still talking about the Zacchaeus throw. Let me see. Still not seeing a bunch right now. They could be taking a break right now. Who knows? Refresh it again. Let's see. This is Clay Harbor, 16 minutes ago. Gervon Dexter looked almost unblockable in the one-on-ones. He lined up from nose all the way out to the 6 technique. Great get off, great quicks off the ball. My pick for breakout player of the season. That's good news, man. Let me read that again. Clay Harbor, former player. Gervon Dexter looked almost unblockable in one-on-ones. And this is in 11-on-11s. He lined up with the nose all the way at the nose and then all the way out to 6 technique. great get off, great quicks off the ball. That's great news. He said his pick for a breakout player on the defense. All right, here's another Omar Kelly from 6 minutes ago. Terrell Smith has 2 breakups on passes versus Dolphins offense. Miami's clearly struggling with how physical the Bears defense is being. Man, this is good news. All right. 24 minutes ago, this is probably from, I don't know who this dude is. Luther Burden just dropped a dot from Caleb. We'll see about that. I don't know who that guy is. Let me see. Let me see. He's talking about the Tyreek hit on Jalen Waddle. All right. We probably still back in session now. I got to keep refreshing. It sounds like they're in session again. Let me see. Let me see. All right, 27 seconds ago, Bragg's Bears defense is in all caps showing out. Back-to-back sack by Montez Sweat and Jaquan Brisker, Josh Blackwell on the next play with sacks on the blitz. They're showing their ass out there. I think Dennis Allen is starting to turn it up per these posts right here. That's what it's starting to sound like. Omar Kelly says Jalen Waddle got laid out by Tyreek Stevenson and forced a fumble on the screenplay. He's on the ground for a couple of minutes. He must have knocked the shit out of him. Love it. Nicholas Moriano, Bears bring a blitz, and Jaquan Brisker would have ended the play with a sack. Dennis Allen is ratcheting it, turning it up a notch on him. Let me see. Waddle shaking up after that play, currently walking off with the Dolphins trainers on the sidelines. Tyreek must have put some wood on him, boy. I'm sure that video is going to come out at some point. It's just a matter of time. Let me refresh. Here's Adam Johns from a minute ago. Great period for the Bears defense just now. He's talking about the Tyreek hit. Blew up a screen on Jalen Waddle. Gervon Dexter, tackle for loss. Montez Sweat, sack. Jaquan Brisker, blitz, and a sack. Good news, man. Let's see. Where the videos at, y'all? Where them videos? What is this? Oh. All right, let me refresh again. Hey, everybody, please do us a favor and hit that like button. Anybody new to the channel is on the outside looking in and you want to come in here and chat, you want to support the channel, hit the subscribe button. It's totally free. Totally free. We would appreciate it. Let me see. I don't know who this guy is. He may be a Dolphins guy. He says Bears receivers whipped the Dolphins cornerback on one-on-ones. Most of the incompletions were flags. Mike Hilton, Ethan Bonner, Cornell Armstrong all had PBUs. They ain't happy. They ain't happy, bruh. Let me see. What the hell was Jacob and Finey talking about? All right, I gotta get another refresh. Oh, what the hell? Let's see. I'm gonna try one more time before I'm just gonna assume they're taking a little break right now. Some water or something, who knows? Security out there doing their shit. All right, I think they probably taking a break because whenever the posts stop coming for a little bit and you're not seeing nothing, that means they're probably taking a break. Let me jump in here in the chat real quick. Let's see here. Jay Stiddy says it's crazy to be more excited about the defense this year. Dennis Allen sounds like he's about to have a Vic Fangio year. Man, dude, I keep telling people all the time, man, like the defense is going to have to set the tone for us early while the offense is getting where they need to be. And I'm a defensive guy anyway, so I enjoy watching that more than I like watching the offense. I enjoy the team stopping people from doing what they want to do to you and the structure in it. I just love defense, man. I'm a Chicago boy. I grew up here. We love defense here. I'm true to that. Real true to that. King Booker World says Waddle was reported to have said it was like 8 or 9 of them. Sound like Luther dropped the pass, Jay Capone. That's about all I've heard so far. Let me see. All right, let me check back in there and see what's happening. Everybody's saying 55 seconds ago, Harrison Graham. It sounds like the Bears defense is lighting up the Dolphins. I'm hearing the same thing. Same thing. I think they're clearly I think they're clearly in a break period right now. Probably having a little conversations amongst coaches and trying to figure out exactly how to go about this next session. Maybe it'd be a little bit more live session. I don't know. Who knows what they're gonna do? Refresh again before I go back into the chat. Hey guys, you know what? Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go mute for just like a couple of minutes and I'll be right back. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Had to do something real quick. Give me a second. I'll get back in there. Must be a 31 minutes ago. This must have been 707s or something. Let me see.
Yep.
Caleb the OZ.
Yep.
That's 707 stuff. It looks like. Let's see. Let me see here. Refresh one more time before I come back into what we got down here. Right. Refresh one more time before I come back into the chat. Yeah, I believe they're in the break right now because it's just very little coming out right now. You can always tell on Twitter when it's busy out there and people are at the practice. It's just tweets come fairly quickly as soon as they see something. 1 minute ago, we got our first block punt. Dolphins defender rejected, Torrey Taylor. Let's see here. Let me refresh again before we go in the chat, man. Try it one more time. Let's see here. Yeah, I think they're they're in the break. I'm pretty clear. I'm pretty sure about that now. All right, I'm jumping back in the chat. Jump back in the chat, see what people are saying. Nah, I wish I did have time to go warm up me something to eat. Nah, my girlfriend works afternoons, man, and she always telling me, man, don't let me sleep past 11:30. That's all it was. That's all it was. Joe Lavia is saying, he said he see a tweet where someone is saying they have police officers and guards walking the stands looking for photos and videos posted by Jimbo. That must be a thing they're turning up there. I get that, man. And actually, if I wasn't doing this show, I'm doing that. I'm showing those videos for this live show purposes. I wouldn't just be sharing that stuff, man. I'm like totally against that kind of thing. Even though it's a joint practice and they got fans out there, you don't need all that shit being shown all over social media. Give away some stuff. What up, Illy? Happy Friday to you too, bro. Happy Friday. Let's jump in here and see if we got any new action going on. Oh shit. I don't want to see that. Let's see. I gotta refresh this thing. Telling you guys, before you know it, this practice is gonna be over with. They're gonna get out there and thump for about a good 30, 35, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. And shit's gonna be all over with. Sounds like the Bears have been a much better team in this practice so far. Good news, man. I'm probably one of them people, especially offensively, that had a little ass sweat. I just didn't feel like we might be where we needed to be, man. I had a little ass sweat. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let me jump back in the chat real quick. Jay Stiddy says, yo, Nomad, Kyler Gordon or Kyle Fuller? Ooh, that's I'm almost pissed off you asked me that. Why you want to put me in a tight spot like that, Jay? That's fucked up. I love both of them. But I would just say Kyler Gordon because he's a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more agile. But boy, Kyle Fuller was a playmaker. He was a real playmaker, man. I mean, that guy, you got to consider what they so Kyler just spent his first 3 years in the same system as Kyle Fuller. But Kyle Fuller, now we get to see kind of Kyler Gordon unchained. So Kyle Fuller was a great zone cornerback. I ain't gonna say he had the best downfield speed, and I ain't gonna say Kyler does either, but they're kind of similar. But this one is a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more agile. I would just say I probably favor Kyler Gordon. Let me see. Yeah, I'm hearing the same thing, Robert Lee. Hearing the same thing. I got to take Kyler on that one. Let me see. All right, let me check in here one more time. Check over there, see what's happening in the shithole country called Twitter. It's Ben Johnson, Mike McDaniel standing there talking. Let me see. 29 seconds ago, back-to-back false starts for Caleb Williams in 11 on 11s. Couldn't get the timing down with Cole Kmet in the motion pre-snap on the second one. So I'll read that again. Bragg said 29 seconds ago. Hold on, guys. Hold on 1 second. All right, let me read that again. Bragg's back-to-back false starts for Caleb Williams in 11 on 11s. Couldn't get the timing down. Cole Kmet in motion. It's a pre-snap on the second one. Let me see. And right after that, no, it was 24 minutes ago. Let's see here. Let's see. D-line out there giving them the flux, it sounds like. That's what it sounds like to me. About to refresh in 1 second. Take me a drink of water. All right, let me refresh. Y'all hit that like button, man. Hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're just listening and you want to come in here, you want to do us a favor and help us grow this channel, hit that subscribe button and the like. We appreciate you. God, but I hope I don't run into no porn on this motherfucker. Let me see. All right, refresh again. All right, here's one by Omar Kelly. Channing Tindall, who's probably a backup linebacker on this team, just lost containment. This is special team stuff. Just lost containment on a Bears kick or punt returner who would have ran it up the sidelines for possibly a touchdown. Excuse me. Come on, y'all, with the... Everybody's still talking about that long throw to Zacchaeus. Let me see. All right, this is Cream Sleeve reposting this. I'm gonna read this and try to make sense of it. He says in 11 on 11s with the ones, inside zone run to Swift, another nice game. Play action, front side screen to Zacchaeus, who drops it. Cole Kmet false start, completely off the cadence. Caleb tries to find DJ over the middle, but the pass was broken up. Caleb on the next play rolls out versus pressure and dirts it. He threw the ball away. Next play, Caleb forced to roll out of the pocket again and dirts the ball again. Next play, inside zone, give to DeAndre Swift, blown up. It's a rough session of 11 on 11s. So let me kind of explain how 11 on 11 segments work. You might go through, let's just say, depending on who the coaches are, you might go through, they might give you a series or two on the offense and then take that group off, maybe put another group in, or however they got it set up out there. So they'll get a crack at 2 series per se. So probably approximately, as you can see off of this session right here, let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays. So 7 plays a piece. So they're going to trade sessions. They'll probably take a break and get some more sessions up. That's kind of how that shit works. If that made any sense at all. Let me refresh. All right, this is Alex Shapiro. 1 minute ago, Minkah Fitzpatrick gave Bears starting trouble for the most part in recent sets in 11-on-11s. Let me see. Got a big hit on DeAndre Swift, so Minkah's out there being a nuisance. 1 minute ago from Braggs. Miami just ran a nice couple of nice plays where they slip guys out to the left and offset the blitzes that were being dialed up by Dennis Allen. So they just ran some blitz beaters. In other words, what Braggs is just saying, they need to, because it sounds like that pressure is getting to them. It's a good time to get those reps in. You know, you get to take a good look at, you know, how teams might see Dennis Allen's his blitz packages and how they might want to counter. So Braggs is just basically saying they ran a couple of blitz beaters to try to, you know, kind of cope with the pressures that are coming in. That's good. That's good stuff to see for your defense. All right, let me jump in the chat, see who's saying what. Yeah. Oh, yeah, those false starts will tear your shit up. Let me see. Hey, you welcome. You welcome, Sino. You welcome. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Yeah, man. I hear you, FFG. That's why we need to play the preseason. Get some of these kinks worked out. Gotta rub them out, man. But, you know, I think don't be surprised if Ben Johnson takes a different approach after this, depending on how well this thing finishes up. He might change his mind on something. You never know. Let's see here. It looks like, I'm gonna refresh it again, but to me, it looks like they're in between sessions right now. Again, whenever the information stops kind of flowing out. Okay, here's 1 minute ago. Oh, knocking on wood before I even say it. Andrew Billings is down per Nick Moriano, being looked at by the trainers, but he's walking off the field now with a noticeable limp, walking under his own power. So, man, y'all keep your fingers crossed for Big Bill, man. We need him. This is Alex Shapiro reporting the same thing. Favoring his right leg, foot, walked off on his own power. Everybody's nervous about that. Now everybody's treating it. Now it's tweeting it. Now it's Braggs. I'm just glad he's getting off on his own power and didn't have to be assisted off the field. So fingers crossed for Billings. Everybody's literally tweeting it. Everybody. Let me see who's saying what in the chat, man. That's right, man. We got a good energy, man. We need some good vibes going that way. All right, let me get in here and refresh. I don't know if anybody's ever done this. Like, go to social media, because I know it's all these hungry Bears fans that want to know what's going on with the team during these sessions that can't see it. This is like the best thing we could do. This is like the best. I don't know if I've seen anybody do this, but I'm glad to be doing it with you guys, man. I'm glad y'all came to support. For real, for real. It's Courtney Cronin is tweeting it. Let me see. I just hope it's a rolled ankle or something like that, and he's all right, or just got rolled up on a little bit. Okay, here's Alex Shapiro. Jaden Waddle's okay after that big hit against Stevenson. He just made a big catch over him just now. That's per Alex Shapiro. Trying to get his get back, I guess. Let me see here. Hey, man, hold on one second. Let me close this door. My girlfriend be leaving shit open. Hold on. Go on mute for a second. All right, we back. Thank you all, man. Thank you all for being here. See, my man says it's very helpful. He said he doesn't have Twitter. I don't blame you, man. Don't get it. You ain't missing shit. It's a shithole country and a hellscape, and you're damned if you're a part of that website, man. That's what I believe, man. You're going to hell. I'm just kidding, but yeah, I don't like the website whatsoever. I just go there because it's useful in moments like this where I can share with you guys. I don't know, Daryl. I'll see. He says, does it appear that Caleb Williams is being flushed to the right? I don't know. All right, let me jump back in here and see what's happening. All right. Good news, y'all. Uncross your fingers. Andrew Billings is back on the defense per Nicholas Moriano. That was 1 minute ago. Hell yeah. Can we say that shit together? Hell yeah. Can't go into this thing without Bill. Cannot. Knocking on wood right now. Cannot do it. Will not do it. Oh, crap, man. Somebody called me. Asshole. My brother. All right, let me see. 37 minutes ago. They still talking about that 37-yarder. I mean, that 70-yarder. Okay. Sounds like he's good out there. Talking about Big Bill. Now, Braggs is talking about 2 minutes ago how Waddle burned Tyreek Stevenson. Nashawn Wright stays with his man-to-man on a go route to force an incompletion. He's trying to compare the two. Montez Sweat is he's a problem out there. All right, let me refresh again. "45 seconds ago, Nick Moriano, Mike McDaniel playfully pushes Grady Jarrett on the sidelines. All fun. Play before Tremaine Edmonds got into it with some of the Dolphins players. All right, getting a little chippy. Let me see. 1 minute ago, Zach Pearson, better second time around on the ball, in the move of the ball on the drill from the Bears. Basically, first team offense starting to get it together a little bit. A couple of short, quick throws. Let me see. Somebody else, this must be a Dolphins guy. He says it's been tough sledding for the Dolphins offense. A screen to Waddle got blown up. Talking about it's looking rough out there. Let me see. I'm just glad Big Bill is okay, man. God damn, I'm glad he's all right. Y'all just don't know how relieved I was when I seen that tweet. All right, let me jump in the chat right quick before I refresh. Said Nashon just caused an interception. What you looking at, man? King Booker says cortisol, baby. All right, let me jump back in here. This must have been that. This is a 5 minutes ago. This is Caleb to Colson, I think. Let me play this, blow it up a little.
Oh, he actually started talking. Oh, he actually started talking.
Hey, what to pay attention to in this play? Strictly is Caleb's feet. Watch his feet. Watch how he trusts the rhythm of his feet and let his feet tell him where to go with that ball. When his back foot hits that ground, watch the rhythm here. Watch it again. Oh,
Oh, he actually started talking.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly the way it's supposed to be done. I mean, that's textbook right there. Absolutely textbook. Shout out to Dante, just busted up in this piece. Thank you, Dan, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button for sure. All right, let me get back in here and see if we can get some more goodies. See what other goodies they got for us out there. Let's see here. All right, I see you now, FFG. He's Adam Johns 49 seconds ago. Bears safety Kevin Byard with an interception off of Tua in the second team period, not the second team guy, the second team period. Nashon Wright tipped the pass. I got you. Now I see you. I see you, FFG. Nick Moriano 59 seconds ago. Power echoes, forces a fumble, then jumps on the ball. Man, Nashon Wright is playing out there. He's playing. He is playing. All right, let me refresh again. Harrison Graham, don't be an asshole, Harrison. So we don't need to waste reps with Travis Homer. They do. He needs reps too, bro. He needs reps too. All right, let me read the rundown. I don't know exactly who this guy is, but he got some pretty accurate information when he does it, when he puts stuff out. He said this is another session of 11 on 11s, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plays in here. Inside zone give to Homer that goes nowhere. Outside zone give to Swift for a big gain. He looks quick today. Caleb Williams quick fire zone to Zacchaeus for a nice option route to move the sticks. Caleb forced to roll out on the next play, and he dirts the ball. And I'm happy to hear, like when you hear me say Caleb is dirting the ball, he's throwing the ball away. Those are things I want to hear. I want to hear that he's accepting that a play might be dead and he's not taking a loss on the play. He knows now to, this has all Ben Johnson, like being adamant with him, making sure, like, dog, you ain't got to be the greatest American hero here, man. Dude, you just throw the ball out, man, get to the next play. And I'm proud to report that that's what he sounds like he's doing when he has to. All right, the next play, Caleb steps up, play action, finds an open Loveland on a drag route. That might have been what we just saw. And here the next play is a well-blocked screen to DJ Moore. All right, let's get to something else. What else we got here? That is good news, man. He's knowing to when the play is dead, it's dead. Can't do nothing about it. All right, let me jump in the chat before I refresh again. Yeah, the defense. What's going on, Nick? I see you in there. Been a while since I seen you in the chat. FFG says Grady with a tackle for loss. I'm about to get there. Derek Gott says Dennis Allen showing no mercy. All right, let me get in there. There must be more action going on. Oh, Alex Shapiro, 49 seconds ago, says we got Dolphin teammates fighting each other on the sideline. Damn. Mike McDaniel, you got control of your squad? They fighting each other? They must be getting their shit kicked in out there. That's a sign. Like we ain't ready. And matter of fact, we gonna just turn on each other and start kicking each other's ass. Can't kick nobody else's ass. Might as well kick my own. That's sad. All right, let me refresh again. Yep, everybody's reporting. We got Dolphins fighting. That's fucked up. I hope we never hear that. Our dudes are on the sidelines fighting. So let me jump back in the chat because they probably had to take a minute to get that situation all straightened out. That's messed up, bro. Thank you, John Wick. First time here, he said he had to sub right away. Appreciate you so much, man. Appreciate you. Keep on coming back, man. This is just little stuff right here, man. We have a great time on the channel. We're very respectful. You will enjoy it here. Yeah, that's frustration, King. Real frustration. Cloud chaser. That's awful, man. That's awful. All right, let me jump back in here. Hopefully they got back to the action. Busted that little I don't know what you want to call it, a humbug over there on the damn side. That's crazy. Let me get out of this. Hold on. I'm telling you, it's too much weirdo shit on Twitter. All right. Hold on. I don't know. All right, here's Cream Sleeve. He's talking about the scuffle. This is 38 seconds ago between the Dolphins teammate and then Caleb the kmet again for a first down. Oops. See here. Let's see. All right, let me give it another refresh. Let's see. 45 seconds ago, Greg Braggs Jr., he says, I've been more keyed in on the defensive field as I'm closer to it, but it looks like an up and down day for the offense on the other side. Olamide Zaccheaus continues to stand out, but so does some of the messy operations. Circle that part. And so here's another thing I should say to everybody watching and listening. On Twitter, sometimes there's certain people that want to only highlight the highlights, and the lowlights tend to go kind of unspoken to sometimes. And then you got a reporter or two that make sure that they put out, both sides of the coin. And so a lot of stuff that I've been reading, it sounds like some really good stuff from the offense with Caleb Williams and all that kind of stuff. And then at the same time, here's Braggs with the, he's seeing some of it too, and don't look all that good at times. So we'll see, man. As this practice continues, they're probably getting ready to start winding it down, but we'll see. I just want to know the truth. I don't give a damn if it's good or bad. I just don't care. I just want to know the truth, because they won't be able to lie to us come game one. We'll get to see for ourselves exactly what the fuck's going on. All right, let me. me see. All right, let me refresh here. It might be a break in the action, y'all. I'm gonna refresh one more time. If I don't see something, I'm pretty sure it's a break. See here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a break in the action right now. Slide down here a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let me jump back in the chat, respond to some of this. Illy Jones says Courtney Cronin is the best. Let me see. FFG Sal says Ole Music Kids was like, I knew it was a great pickup when we got it. I knew it. Cino 3000 says Caleb should be playing in the game on Sunday. I agree, but I disagree at the same time. All I can do is defer to what the coaches might or might not be seeing. And, this practice could, maybe they can make themselves right or make themselves look bad by declaring that he's not going to play. Maybe he's a little bit more ready than they thought he was. I don't know. Do not know. But, them not wanting to play him signals to me that he's not completely where they need him to be. That's just all it is to me. That's just the way I interpret it. But give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Says Ben Devine says, Cloud Chaser says Ben Devine has owned the Bears. Bears have owned this practice. All right, let me see in here. Shibarian. I know that from there in Game of Thrones or something. Shibarian, man, shout out to you. He said, this is clutch. Glad I stumbled upon this Good Friday here in Germany. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Welcome in, man. All right, let me jump back into Twitter. Refresh again. See what we got. All right, this is 15 minutes ago. Bears defense is having a day, man. Multiple sacks, PBUs, interceptions, and tackles for loss against the Miami first team defense. Yeah, it sounds like they having a day out there, dude. It really does. Which is why I thought they would be. Let me see. All right. Refresh. All right, this is 20 seconds ago. This is from, I don't know, somebody asked me earlier about Luther Burden. This one's for you. This is from Braggs. Luther Burden with back-to-back catches in the 2-minute drill with the second team. So now they're in situational football. Now they've kind of dialed back the 11 on 11 with using the whole field. Now they're doing real situational football, doing the 2-minute drill. Now the second team is on there, back-to-back catches from Luther Burden. Let me see. Terrell, 33 minutes ago from Cream Sleeve. Terrell, he's calling him Locksmith. See if that sticks. Smith with a nice pass break up in the end zone. Defense is tuned in, bro. Defense is tuned in. All right, let me refresh again. All right. Olamide is impressing out there. Obviously, cream sleeve of sand. Let me see. OZ. Uh-oh. That was 35 minutes ago. He said we had a squabble between Jonathan Owens and one of the Dolphins. That was 35 minutes ago. I haven't seen that one. Let's see here. Let me refresh again. Telling you, this is some of the weirdest shit on this goddamn app if I ever seen it. I'm telling you, the overriding thing is how well his defense is playing to me, and from time to time how well sounds like Caleb is performing fairly decent at the very least. At the very least. Let's see here. Not hearing a lot about the running backs outside of a couple nice runs by DeAndre Swift. Everybody else, I'm not hearing a damn thing about. Let's see. All right, I might need to get off of this website, man, because it's too much weird shit coming up, man, and I don't like it. Let's see here. Big time hit. This is per cream sleeve. Big time hit. That's 18 minutes ago by safety Major Burns. That's 18 minutes ago. That's good news. I haven't heard about him. Let's see here. All right, let me refresh this thing. Not seeing a whole lot right now. That's from the other day. All right, let me jump in the chat real quick. Sounds like things are slowing down a little bit, I think. Let me see. I'm talking about no, I saw some shit before J-Lo, bro. I saw some other shit. There's stuff you don't want to see. Let me see. Cloud Chaser says burden with the twos. He's cooking out there. He says, Crenton said, I missed too much. I'm going to have to replay this whole episode. It'll be worth it, man. I promise you that. Let me see here. I'm trying my best, Crimson, man. I'm trying my best. It's all because of you. It's all because of you. All right, let me check back in and see what we got going on. I expect at some point here soon they're going to wrap this practice up. See here. Let me see here. Not seeing new stuff right now. Not seeing new stuff. Let me see. All right, let me refresh again. Either sound like we had a special teams fight and Ben Johnson is fucking livid. That was 40 minutes ago. That's probably the Jonathan Owens situation. He probably gonna get his ass fined because I think Ben Johnson. Somebody said that Ben Johnson explicitly let his team know it better not be no fucking fights out there, or it's gonna be a problem. And Owens got into one. That's probably some private, behind closed doors, locker room. You getting your ass fined. You paying me $5,000 or something like that. Who knows? Oh, Sam says this is 32 minutes ago. Austin Booker just pancaked the Dolphins left tackle. Holy shit. That's an Austin Booker sighting for your ass. All right. Here's 13 minutes ago from Zach Pearson. Bears first team in the end of half situation up 21-0 with over a minute to go. This is how the sequence played out. Quick throw to Olamide Zaccheaus. Next play. Sacked by Elijah Campbell, came off untouched off the edge. That's probably a slide protection issue. That's something that he was going to be focused on in this session with the Dolphins, was making sure Caleb had the right protection set up, because he shouldn't come clean off the edge untouched unless you did not slide protection that way. So that's one of the things Ben Johnson was focused on today. And then third in that sequence, Caleb Williams to Cole Kmet for about 13 yards on a 3rd and 15. So that's how that session went. Excuse me. Let's see what we got here. Let me run this back again. Damn. Jaden Blue got carted off Cowboys practice. Shit. Let me run this thing back again. All right. All right. Practice is no, that's 23 hours ago. My bad. I almost call it a day. They probably in some kind of break session or something. I don't know. Could be a goddamn fight going on for all I know. Let's see here. I hope this me scrolling so fast ain't making y'all dizzy. Equilibrium's all fucked up. All right, let me see what the chat's talking about, because it clearly must be a break in the action or something. Absolutely not. Caleb Williams is not scheduled to play, but depending on how this practice goes, who knows, man? They might change their minds on that. King Booker World says, all folks heard from you, Nomad, was Caleb got sacked. I hope they seeing a bigger picture than that, man. You know, you're going to have, like I said, man, depending on, everybody's listening to this guy on Twitter, man, responding to this motherfucker on Twitter. Consider the source, man. He probably dealing with a fat dummy, man. Why respond to the dudes? I don't care what they say on Twitter. It's not worth my time. I don't care what they're saying. If it ain't a reporter that knows something specifically, like some of the ones I trust, you know, a little bit more than others, but man, you probably listen to a fat fool on social media. Fuck them, man. I don't care nothing about it. Let me see. All right, let me get back in here and see what's cracking. I'm telling you, I think this practice got to be getting ready to end. It's got to be. Let me see. Yeah, he's talking about Cream Sleeve is talking. This was 24 minutes ago. He says Tremaine Edmonds just threw a Dolphins player down like I do my grandkids in the backyard. Damn. Ragdolling people, huh? All right, let me see. This is Courtney Cronin. This is a quote from Courtney Cronin 2 hours ago. And she's talking about from either the Hogan Johns interview or the presser he did today. I'm just going to read what she said and the quote. Ben Johnson on the left tackle competition. He says, quote, "We're not in a rush to make this decision," end quote. Says that the weight of joint practices preseason game will all factor into the decision down the line. So they're not going to rush to make that decision at all. Let me see. Talking about how Dennis Allen is dialing it up out there. And let me see. Oh, damn, somebody just got left. That was disgusting. Everybody's raving about Zacchaeus. Olami Zacchaeus is having a camp, man. Having a camp. Seconds ago, Alex Shapiro. Extended scuffle. I knew it was quiet for a reason. I said it might be a fucking fight, and it was. Extended scuffle in the final period here. Tyreek Stevenson and Kevin Byard in the middle of it. Mike McDaniel was pissed and got in the middle of the fray to try to break it up. Knew it. It was gone. There wasn't no way they was getting out of this shit without no fight. They crazy as hell. I don't care how much you threaten, whatever you was gonna do to them, fine them, whatever. These motherfuckers gonna fight. They're gonna fight. Let me see. So Tua threw 2 interceptions today. I think it's Alexander Madison had 2 fumbles. The offensive line is inconsistent. They're pissed off about it. They're extremely. Let me see what this is here. This might be an old one. Let's just check.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I don't know. Is that a catch?
Wow.
If that's a catch, Olami Zacchaeus is a goddamn rock star. I think it is a catch. That was nice. Flat out. That's a nice one. All right, let's see what else we got here. Man, people are saying the Dolphins is getting clowned by the Bears. Defense is just. Let me see. So we reported about a long pass to Colson Loveland catches a 50-yard TD. It wasn't from Caleb Williams. That was from Bajent. Patrick Finley just verified that. Let's see here. Let me re-rack this thing. All right, this is 2 minutes ago. This is confirmation about this fight. This is Braggs. Tyreek Stevenson involved in a dust-up with Dolphins receiver. Gervon Dexter intervened. Mike McDaniel got in the middle of it. Cooler heads eventually prevailed. That's when I know my team is where they need to be. They fighting, man. This is what you need, that feistiness. We saw this one earlier. Saw that one. Let's see here. This 32 minutes ago, Kevin Byard got a pick off of Tua. This practice is about to end any minute now. I'm just waiting on the news to say practice is over. Uh-oh. 40 seconds ago. Pick 6. Tremaine Edmonds jumps a route over the middle, catches it, bobbles it, spins, recollects it, and takes off the other way. Bears sideline went crazy. He says it went wild. I just threw the extra in there. Maine is going to be a piece, man. For all the people that doubted him just because he looked terrible in the Eberflus defense, and I went out of my way to explain to you, man, he constantly kept that defense, especially those linebackers, vulnerable with soft-ass zone coverages. You can tell Dennis Allen is letting this guy loose. Be free, young man. Be explosive, be fast, be a bomb-ass football player. He's going to be a playmaker all year. I'm telling you guys right now. I'm telling you. Let me see here. I'm so glad to hear that because I got so sick of people shitting on Tremaine, not really knowing. Let me see. See. Oh, we already saw this stuff. All right, let me jump back in the chat real quick. What pizza? I didn't even see no pizza. I didn't see no pizza. He saw FFG says he hasn't heard about the 12 personnel plays where the tight ends are featured. I'm pretty sure it's happening. Just ain't nobody focused on it. Let me see. King says the Dolphins showed up like Apollo Creed. Bears showed up as Drago. Throw in the towel. Throw in the damn towel. Thank you, Robert Lee. All right, let me check. Let me give it another run around in there. I know one thing. I'm going to enjoy me something to eat after this. I'm starving. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day after this, too. Yeah, they're talking about it was a red zone pick 6. Defense is taking it to, this is per Scott Blair, defense is taking it to Miami all day. Dominant showing. It definitely sounds like the Bears are the most physical bunch out there. Let me see. 54 seconds ago, Greg Bragg's reporting. Dolphins send a delayed blitz, and he runs free for the sack on Caleb Williams in the red zone in 11-on-11s. Again, I'm telling you, there's something about either they disguised the pressure here, and he said a delayed blitz, which means to me it was a disguised pressure. So that one he probably didn't see coming. All right, so at the same time, 33 seconds ago, Theo Benedette is taking left tackle reps. Now that must be with the second unit or something, I think. Let's see what else we got. Let me refresh this biatch again. That pissed off. The Dolphins fans are hot. All right. Just got to keep refreshing, man, until this thing is over. They got to be getting close to wrapping the shit. For the love of God, I'm hungry. Have mercy. Let me jump in the chat right quick. Yep, delayed blitz. Fish dinner. I'm starving. I'm starving, Robert Lee, man. I'm starving. I didn't eat that much yesterday, man. We ended up having to do that show, and I just ran out of time doing all this correspondence. I had probably about 8 tater tots. That's what I ate for fucking dinner last night. All right, let me jump back in here and see what else is going on. Uh-oh. 42 seconds ago, this is Brad Biggs reposting something by Harrison Graham. Hart is out to take Miami cornerback Jack Jones off the field. He got tangled up with Romo Dunze in a red zone drill and was called for a pass interference. Then he struggled to get up. Knock on wood for that young man. I want everybody to be healthy when this shit's over. I don't care if they're a dolphin, they're a bear, they're a fucking piece of hair. Just be healthy. I just don't want guys to get hurt, man. So good energy to Jack Jones, man. Let's see. Yeah, it ain't Illy MCG. Why don't they televise it? It's because probably it's a lot of installs going on out there, and you can probably hear it. If you were to put ears to it, that's what I would imagine. They're installing new stuff. That's the only thing I can think of. I know, Robert, man. I'm gonna get something, man. I don't know. I still ain't got my birthday meal yet. I've been waiting to get that. Probably tomorrow sometime. Get something. I know roast beef. My bad. Whenever I see something about somebody having to get the cart pulled out, I'm scared. But I ain't mean to give you a heart attack personally, bro. My bad. All right, let me jump back in here. Let's see here what we got. Oh, I don't want to see it. This is probably when Jalen Blue got hurt. I don't know. Let me refresh this thing again. "19 seconds ago. Braggs is giving a little bit of rundown. Let me read it off. Bears first team offense. This is 19 seconds ago. Bears first team offense got shut down in the red zone 11 on 11s. Theo Benedict was in at the left tackle with the ones. It was interesting. Aji Trapillo did rotate in as well. Caleb did have a back pylon throw to DJ where DJ couldn't quite get his head turned around in time, but it was a good throw in his opinion. DJ also drew a PI against somebody on the goal line, but no score whatsoever. Not good, man. You need to be. That's been something I've been noticing throughout camp. And whenever they get to those sessions, that seems to be like that's the tightest area to really work in, because you're basically working in a confined space. You got 22 people in a confined space. In that red zone area, you cut the field down to that much, and who knows where they are. They could be somewhere around the goal line now. It's even less field to work with. But you have to be really, really on point or really, really forceful at the point of attack, talking about running the ball, making sure that you get it in. What's notable about this is he did not mention anything about the running backs. Are the running backs seeing any daylight? Are the running backs breaking any tackles? How do they look in this situation? You know, the reporters are madly focused on Caleb Williams. There's other shit going on, like what FFG was talking about. How much of the double tight end stuff, the 12 personnel stuff is going on. You know, what I take away from this more than anything is how good were the running backs in this situation? No touchdown, no score. You mean to tell me this new improved offensive line, we can't get in the end zone? That's what I take from it. But he's apparently focused on Caleb Williams. Let me get in here. Thank you, FFG Style. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yes, we got to sharpen up in the red zone. King, you just missed it. They had a red zone period going on and they couldn't put the ball in the end zone, whether on the ground or in the air. They couldn't put it in. I'm gonna jump back in there in 1 second. I'm just going through some of these chats. Yeah, I'm not seeing that's a problem for me. That's something I'm highlighting in my head. I'm taking mental notes that I'm not hearing much of anything about the running backs today. Much of anything. I heard one nice run and catch or catch and run by, I think, DeAndre Swift or something. That's about most I've heard all day, and that's kind of alarming to me. Let me jump back in here real quick. Refresh this bad boy. This we've seen a couple times already. And everybody's raving about Olamide Zaccheaus. Let's see. It's some kind of break in the action because the information has kind of slowed down. Some kind of break in the action. This is Zach Pearson and his take on what he's seen since 32 minutes ago. You know, biggest winners today. Bears defense just dominated the Dolphins offense, forced multiple takeaways. Olamide Zaccheaus, really strong practice for him. I'm telling you, Olamide Zaccheaus, that's the guy. He's the guy. That's the kind of dude that, you know, Luther Burden could see limited action, you know, but, you know, I think they're going to sprinkle him in there, but that just goes to show how much ahead somebody can be when you're not practicing, man. But, you know, it's not to be blaming Luther Burden and not to say Luther Burden ain't going to be a factor, but right about now, Olamide is more of a factor because the more you know, the more you can do, right? It's just the way the world works. Refresh this thing. You jump in here before I refresh it one more time. King says, I like to pat myself on the back by saying I was one of the worst to call OZ signing as underrated. All right, let me jump. First, I know what you mean, King. I know exactly what you meant. All right, let me jump in here and refresh again. 1 minute ago, third team in the red zone, 11 on 11. Bajan at QB. Braxton in at left tackle. Loveland in at tight end. So let's see what comes out of that. Let's see. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to clear my throat real quick. Give me 1 second. My bad. Ooh. Tickle in my throat, man. Let me jump back in here and see if we got some More stuff to report out. Come on, man. Where's the new stuff at? Carm, do a better job reporting shit out, man. You only threw out like 3 tweets. You suck, Carm. Let me check the chat, man. This information is kind of slowing down a little bit. Dan Brown says Hims is intrusive on X. I don't know, man. They must be paying good money for those advertisements. Every time I go in there, it's a whole lot of goddamn dingling ads. I would just say that. Let me see. All right, let me see how this series went with this. Somebody's going to be reporting out something real soon. Come on, man. Where y'all at, dude? Where you at? Not seeing anything updated so far. It's kind of irritating me. Kind of irritating me. Give me. He just fine brags. He ain't putting nothing on this one, I don't think. Wait a minute. This is 4 seconds ago. Tyson Bagent finishes the day of practice with a touchdown to Colston Loveland. This is in the red zone. There were multiple flags on the field, but I'm sure they were all on the Dolphins, never the Bears. He's trying to be an asshole. Third team. So Tyson Bagent finished the practice. So practice is over. Practice is over. Let me get out of here. Sounds like practice is completely over. I knew it was coming. Yeah, I think it's over. Yep, officially over. Mixed bag. This is cream sleeve. Practice is officially over. What is that guy's name that was there's been a long time beat guy that just left the beat last year? Old man, he's always talking, always pessimistic all the time. I got a feeling this is this guy, cream sleeve. I got a feeling it's him. All right, so I'm gonna read what he says. He says practice is officially over. Official overall mixed bag with the offense. Would like Caleb to play tomorrow, but the defense and Dennis Allen were the stars. I'm getting out of here quick before Greg finds me. Talking about Braggs or somebody. Camp notebook coming out shortly. I think that's what's his name? What's old boy's name? Y'all know his name. You welcome, you guys. That's what I just did, Cloud Chase. That's exactly what I did. You welcome, y'all. You guys are welcome, man. And thanks for the happy birthday. Thank you, man. That was very nice of you. Yeah, they got smashed up out there, Crimson. They got smashed up. We got to get it. We're gonna get somebody eventually, man. It's just you can't keep good people down, man. I'm telling you, bro. We're gonna get people. Potash, that's exactly what I'm thinking about. Dan Brown, I think cream sleeve is potash. I believe that's potash, man. And he's just trying to be incognito or something. I think that's exactly who it is. Yeah, practice is pretty much over. Mixed bag. That sounds like potash, don't it? What's going on, Mailbox Sports? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. My birthday was on the 5th, so we're a few days away from that. But yeah, this weekend I'm gonna enjoy me a nice birthday meal on Saturday. I'm just gonna have me a good time, just chillax and do Nomad type shit, whatever the hell Nomad likes to do. But I'm gonna get my food the way I want it. Roast Beef says there's a lot of buzz around Bajent. He finished the practice period off, put the ball in the end zone. Who knows, man? Thank you, Derek. I appreciate you guys, man. I'm gonna get me a pizza too, man. I'm definitely gonna get me a pizza too. Definitely getting me a pizza. Let me get this son of a you know what out of this chat spamming. Nomadic behavior. All right, man. Listen, I would love to keep talking about that. And let me close this window and just close the show because it's ridiculous. Let me see here. Because, all right, let me just wrap up what I heard. And you guys can chime in and let me know what you guys thought. But clearly and obviously, the defense was tuned in. They were ready. And the offense had its moments. But, situationally, it didn't sound like they functioned the way they wanted to function. Also, Olamide Zaccheaus definitely stands out today. Definitely stands out. He's been standing out in this camp. One of the things, if I had to put that worry hat on right about now, is the fact that we didn't hear a damn thing about the running backs. I know I can't be the only person that's worried about that. There's got to be somebody else that's like, okay, we ain't getting no production from the running backs. What's that all about? It's either that or they doing a bad job reporting out exactly what's going on in the practice, which I'm going to give them a little bit of credit and say they kind of know what's going on out there. And if it was something noteworthy, they would have said it. But no reports coming out about how good the running backs look. None whatsoever. That alarms me. Can't lie to you. Thank you, Craig Thompson. Thank you, Craig Thompson. New sub, man. Appreciate you guys. I'm doing my best, and we're doing our best not to let you guys down, man. Not to let you guys down. But that's my overall take from the whole thing. I'm glad you all were here to enjoy it. It's my first time doing something like that. Obviously, that's something that you guys enjoy. So I'll try to do it as much as we can. Because it was good information, getting that stuff live and you guys got to see it and you don't have to wait until somebody does the next podcast to get the information. Now you all know exactly what we know. So you're on the same level as everybody else. You got to see it in real time. So appreciate you guys for being here, but I am hungry and I got to get out of here. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you for people that come new to the channel. Again, it's free to subscribe to the channel. Cost you not a damn dime. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on the way out the door, share the content. But before I get out of here, I want to leave you guys with these famous words. If you can think it and you can see it, there's no reason in the world why you cannot absolutely manifest it. Do not, and I repeat, do not be a prisoner of your own mind. But with that being said, I am